Hello there, my dear friends. Let's have an honest chat today, shall we? Life, especially as we journey past 80, is filled with so much wisdom, so many memories. But sometimes it also brings with it feelings that can be hard to talk about. That quiet ache, that sense of being a little on the sidelines, even when people are around. If you've ever felt that pang of loneliness, that feeling that things aren't quite as connected as they once were, please know you're truly not alone in that experience. Today, we're going to talk candidly about five realities of aging and loneliness that many of us face, not to dwell on the sadness, but to understand, to validate, and perhaps find a little light. Setting a stage, acknowledging the unspoken. Loneliness in our later years isn't failing. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's often a natural, though painful, consequence of a life long lived. We've seen so much, experienced so much, and the world around us and within us continues to change. Sometimes those changes can leave us feeling a bit adrift. The courage is in acknowledging these feelings and giving them a voice, because it's only when we understand something that we can begin to navigate with a little more grace. And that's precisely what we aim to do here: create a safe space for these important conversations. If you appreciate this kind of open, honest, and supportive discussion, please consider subscribing to our channel. It helps us continue to create content that truly resonates and offers comfort, and you'll be notified of new videos that might speak to you. The honest truths we'll explore. So, let's gently explore these five honest truths together. These are observations that many seniors, perhaps even you, have experienced. And for each, we'll also touch upon how we might hold these truths with compassion. The five honest truths about aging loneliness. 1. The reality of a shifting social landscape. Approximate 3 to 5 o'clock. The first truth, and it's a tender one, is that our social world naturally changes. We may have outlived beloved spouses, cherished friends, dear siblings, those daily chats, those shared histories, those easy companionships. Their absence leaves a space that can feel vast and quiet. It's like a garden where some of the most familiar flowers are no longer blooming. This isn't just about missing people. It's about missing the us we were with them. Hitting the pain point gently, that feeling of who truly remembers what I remember, can be deeply isolating. Empathetic response. This is a profound grief, a testament to the love and connection you've had. It's okay to mourn these losses, deeply and truly. 2. The reality of changing physical abilities and independence. Approximate 5 to 7 o'clock. Secondly, our bodies, our faithful companions through all these years, might not allow us to do what we once did. Perhaps getting out to social events is harder, driving isn't an option anymore, or even just moving around the house takes more effort. This can mean fewer spontaneous interactions, less ability to simply go and do. Hitting the pain point gently. It can feel frustrating and limiting, as if the walls are slowly closing in, making it harder to connect with the world outside. Empathetic response. It's natural to feel a sense of loss for the ease of movement and independence you once had. This isn't personal failing, it's the body's journey. These experiences are so common, yet often unspoken. If you know someone who might find comfort in hearing these truths validated, perhaps a friend or family member, please consider sharing this video with them. A simple share can remind someone they're not alone. And by subscribing, you become part of a community dedicated to mutual support and understanding through all of life seasons. 3. The reality of evolving family dynamics. Approximate 7:30 to 9:30. Resuming content. The third truth touches on our families. Our children have their own busy lives, their careers, their own children. Grandchildren grow up and move on. While the love is undoubtedly still there, the day-to-day interactions might lessen. They might live far away, or their schedules might be packed. Hitting the pain point gently. It can lead to feeling a bit on the periphery of their active lives, a quiet observer rather than a central participant, and sometimes a reluctance to bother them. Empathetic response. It's okay to miss the bustling energy of a younger family life. It's important to remember their busyness isn't a reflection of their love for you. For the reality of the inner voice of loneliness. Approximate 9:30 to 11:30, resuming content. Fourth, and this is a subtle but powerful one, is the internal experience. Sometimes, loneliness isn't just about being physically alone. It's about feeling unseen, unheard, or even like a burden. That quiet whisper that says, "Does anyone really understand? Or am I just in the way?" can be incredibly isolating. We might start to withdraw, assuming others aren't interested. Hitting the pain point gently, this feeling of invisibility, of not quite matching the way we once did, can be one of the deepest pains. Empathetic response. Your experiences, your wisdom, your very presence do matter. That inner voice can be a harsh critic, but it doesn't always speak the truth. We hope these conversations bring a little light and reassurance. Our channel is filled with more discussions like this, covering various aspects of life, well being, and finding joy in our later years. By subscribing, you'll have easy access to all of them and be the first to know when new videos are released. We invite you to explore and find what speaks to your heart. 5. The reality that connection often requires our proactive effort. Approximate 12 to 1300 hours, resuming content. And the fifth honest truth is that as we age, maintaining and forging connections often requires more conscious, proactive effort from us. The world may not always come knocking on our door. Opportunities for spontaneous connection might dwindle, and it can feel like the onus is on us to reach out, to initiate, to make things happen. Hitting the pain point gently. This can feel exhausting, especially if we're already feeling low, tired, or a bit shy about putting ourselves out there. Empathetic response. It's understandable to wish it were easier, but acknowledging this reality is the first step towards empowering ourselves to act, even in small ways. Moving from understanding to gentle action and hope. My friends, acknowledging these truths isn't meant to leave us feeling helpless. In fact, understanding them is a very foundation upon which we can build small bridges toward connection. So, what can you do, even in the face of these realities? Acknowledge the feeling. First, simply allow yourself to feel what you feel without judgment. Say to yourself, "Yes, I feel lonely right now, and that's okay." One small step. Think of one very small way you could reach out. A phone call to an old friend, even if you haven't spoken in a while. A short note to a family member. Accept invitations and sometimes initiate. If an opportunity arises, even if you don't feel entirely up to it, try to say yes if you can. And sometimes be the one to suggest a cup of tea or a brief chat. Explore gentle group activities. Many communities have senior centers, book clubs, or gentle exercise classes. Even just being in the presence of others can help. Share your stories. When you do connect with someone, don't be afraid to share a memory, a thought. Your stories are treasures. Treasures. Embrace technology. Video calls can bridge distances with family. There are online groups for almost every interest. It might seem daunting, but even learning one small thing can open new doors. Focus on gratitude for small connections. Even a friendly chat with a shopkeeper or a wave from a neighbor is a connection. Notice these. The key is small, gentle steps taken consistently. You are not alone in this. The most important message I hope you take away today is this. If you experience loneliness, you are not flawed, and you are certainly not alone in feeling this way. So many of your peers, so many people walking this path of life after 80 share these very same feelings, even if they don't always speak them aloud. Recognizing the shared humanity can, in itself, be a comfort.